Hebrew? Oh, Hebrew.
What happened, mate? What's going on?
I'm just waiting for a mate.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
With my scooter outside the dairy, next minute.
Flamin' mongrel, flamin' drug dealer, flamin' menace, flamin' bargain.
The Antipodean
Poddy. Aussies and Kiwis of London, welcome back to Season 2 of the Antipodean Poddy. Like three bears coming out of hibernation, we are back after a super busy winter, here to provide our fellow antipodes with insights and advice on living in the big smoke, this great city of London. A lot has changed. Our producer Mooch has had the Big Belly Comedy Club and Bar fully operational since November, and what a venue it looks to be. As usual, I've got Big Baz and the Brony, DJ Jimmy Mac with me. Boys, what has been happening?
You start, Baz?
I just got back from America. I was out in America for 6 days, I think. Did Washington, Philadelphia, and New York. Went out there for work. So, yeah, that was pretty entertaining.
You've been to America before?
Yeah, I'd been before. I'd done a trip with a mate, 3 weeks in America. But, yeah, work was a little bit different.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was a good time. I mean, I love New York. So busy, right? So, like, I think London's busy, but New York just seems to be another.
Just a different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
100%.
I'd always love. Sorry, I've always wanted to do like in America. I've always wanted to do like the deep south, but do like get all like the Louisiana barbecues and stuff like that.
Or just like get to Texas. See if
mate,
down there.
It'd be deadly. Yeah,
Mate, going to America on a school trip is pretty.
Sorry, hang on.
I was thinking. I actually preferred it the first time.
Look at that. It was a rainforest.
Yeah, it's kind of like that podcast Between Two Ferns.
Yeah.
Zach Galifianakis. If I had a bit more of a beard, maybe I'd probably.
I think that was.
that.
I think they're much funnier than us. But
yeah. But yeah, going to America is pretty immense for a school trip. I mean, how much is that setting the parents back?
Yeah, I mean, it was not cheap. So it was a. Basically, I wanted to go. Whenever there's a school trip, I'm thinking, where do I want to go when it's a sports tour? So, taking one to Spain and now to America.
Yeah.
But I couldn't quite get the sport one over the line to America originally, so I went back to them and said, why don't we do a sports and cultural trip?
Yeah,
and that's what got it over the line.
Did you organise the whole thing?
Yeah, me and another teacher, yeah. So I organised all the sports side. She organised all the cultural side. It was a phenomenal trip.
Yeah, I mean, when you said Washington, D.C., I really want to go there and see all the monuments and all that kind of stuff. What was that like?
Yeah, that was really cool. I remember actually when I went first time, me and my mate did the whole thing walking, and we did over 35,000 steps in one day.
I thought you meant over 3 weeks.
No, that was in one, and I did it in thongs. By the way, that means jandals. I wasn't walking around.
Flip-flops.
Yeah, flip-flops. I wasn't walking around.
Get a few stairs.
But this time, obviously, we had coaches to take us around. And, it was really cool. I enjoyed it. Obviously, any school trip is tiring and dealing with lots of little things along the way.
When I went to New York for New Year's 2015, 2016, and it was the same thing, 35,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
And we avoided using the subway because we wanted to see everything. Like when you're in London, you kind of get on the tube and then you pop out somewhere and you're like, oh, how did I get here? And you miss out on everything. So I think, when you're visiting a big city like London or New York, it's super important to.
And actually, some of the things are really close. So on the last day, just walked from our hotel. We did the Empire State Building, Madison Square Garden. The day before we did Ellen Stardust Diner, I think it's called, which is really popular. And then
was that like the Seinfeld one or something?
Well, I don't know, but it basically they sing and the waiters sing and dance, and it's a bit of a spectacle. And then we went across the road and saw The Great Gatsby.
Okay.
Oh, what the musical?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan, if I'm honest.
Did you like the movie?
Yeah, it was okay.
I mean, I'm not a massive fan of theatre, just because most theatres were built, especially in London, hundreds of years ago, and back then people weren't my size, so I don't quite fit.
Yeah, I can imagine.
and after an hour or so, my knees start to lock up and all that kind of stuff.
My biggest thing is I can't sit through something for 2.5 hours that's not funny.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, like, I went and saw The Lion King. It's great. I've seen the movie. I understand the concept of it. It's great. And everyone is like, they're really great singers. But I get bored.
Yeah.
Where I've seen the Book of Mormon 8 times.
Right.
Mate, every time someone comes here, they're like, from home, they're like, what are we going to see? Book of Mormon. There used to be another musical, I think it's actually come back, called Kinky Boots. First time I went to it, I thought, this is going to be horrible. It was absolutely hilarious. I saw it 3 times.
Yeah, right.
So, I think I know my genre.
So one of the last times I went to the theatre was to see a play called Avenue Q, and I didn't find it funny. So Mooch is pulling a face. Like I sat there and there were all these uni students in front of me, like killing themselves laughing. So like to give you a bit of context, it's like the puppets, like Eminem, the Eminem song. And for me, I was just like, this was probably funny back in the early 2000s when it first dropped. But I just felt that in today's context, it just didn't hit the spot for me.
See, I've been raised on theatre because Mum, the infamous Kelly Mack, who was on the second episode, she's written her own plays. She's done many of them. And growing up, mate, honestly, you think you got bullied at school. But
I never said that.
No, I was going to say, I don't think either.
That's you, mate.
No. So the whole panel got bullied at school. So Mum did this play called Two Doors Down. And she's really heavily involved in it, like, because Russell Crowe was the neighbour, so Mum used to go do readings, I think, at his house and stuff, and met some really interesting actors and stuff. I think she said she met, like, Jack Nicholson and, like, all them, like, doing readings in the house. Like, apparently he's a good bloke. Anyway, when she was doing one of her own plays, the poster for this play, Two Doors Down, was Mum walking naked down a highway from the behind.
I must have been confronting for you.
Hey?
A poster of your mum naked, like
well,
not many people
so
have to.
I got lucky because I was in primary school at this point, whereas my brother was in high school. Now in primary school, we essentially got dropped off a lot earlier than my brother. But my brother, he had to get another bus and go elsewhere. And on the second haul of this trip, it went past the Jetty Theatre. And every single time they went past the Jetty Theatre, there is this massive poster of my mum's ass just plastered on there. So all my mates are just hounding him. That's done. Not only does Mum do that, she then gets my brother to take in posters to hand them into the drama studio at school, and the posters get put up all around his high school. So my mum's naked all around the school. So everywhere my brother goes, it's just like, there's your mum's ass. Like,
we'll get that up on the social
media.
She might be able to do another tour on that.
Let's get a copy of that poster. I could just imagine Kelly absolutely loving that for you boys.
Yeah, just embarrassing hell of it. But it was interesting because we grew up with a lot of theatre. And then, I'd be like 12 years old watching the mum and dad are screaming at each other on stage, and I was like crying because I thought they're having a real argument. Turns out I'm just a coward. I don't understand what's fake and what's not. I still don't, to be honest, with certain things. But I like theatre. Book of Mormon's unreal.
Book of Mormon.
I took Mum to see it. That scene where they're in hell is, and it's quite explicit.
And it's funny. Like I reckon every time I've been in the first sort of 20 minutes, you must have 30 people leave. People just get up.
No, so many people don't leave.
No, I'm saying the majority of people stay. But every time I've been there, people have got up and walked out.
Really?
And I find that really hard to believe because I feel like you know what you're going into.
Oh, now you must.
Offended by it, so
initially, I don't think you would, but now you must. But yeah.
So Baz has been to America. What's changed over the last kind of 3 to 4 months for you?
Same height, same size ears.
Same size chest.
Same size chest. Same size heart.
So you haven't been to the gym.
Yeah. So I went back to Australia, shot away for a little bit, and then essentially had Christmas there. That was fantastic. Saw everyone, had a really good time, and then I've come back and just gotten straight back into the job. Did a lot of travel to around the UK and to Ireland for work, which is I guess fun. But I think work travel is sort of a glorified, but it's a really
it's definitely romanticised.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Romanticised. Yeah. But
it's fun to start with, but then when you go into the kind of same joints, it wears a little bit thinner.
Yeah. Same hotel. When you know the people serving up the buffet, you're like, oh, things going wrong. So did that, but slotted back into it. Which has been.
Anything else, mate? Any other big changes?
No.
Nothing.
So is that true?
Yeah. So
absolutely.
Obviously, Jimmy's now got a missus, and we discussed this at the pub last week, but I want to bring it up on the panel because me and Baz were the last ones to effectively know about it. Even though throughout the winter, Jimmy messaged me about absolute rubbish like, what was my thoughts on Noah Martin, the rookie second rower from the Canberra Raiders, because he wanted to know if he should put him in his fantasy, NRL team. Didn't mention that he had a girlfriend, and then I rocked up to the pub, a couple of weeks back, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you just missed her," and I got to meet her last week. So lovely girl, and congratulations, mate, off the market. Big move for you.
Yeah. I don't really know why you're so upset by this. Like,
I don't know.
I was also pretty upset.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I just thought we'd be the first to know, not the last to know.
I mean, there's a little bit like Mooch knew. It's the first person I told.
Yeah.
No, it's been going great. I wish I could find a flaw about it, but she's actually unreal. So it pisses me off quite a bit, but not too shabby at all. And she's a good height.
Has that been a problem in the past, mate?
I guess what they say is
just getting out heighted and out muscled by
well, notoriously, she's like, all my ex-boyfriends, I think she said they were like quite tall. She's like, my friends call you. Maybe she said they said like you're the anomaly or something. I was like, oh yeah. Why? She goes, because you're tiny or short or something. I'm going, but no, when she wears heels, she'll just be a tiny bit taller than me.
You'll have to wear some heels as well.
Don't worry, mate. I got the platform.
I mean, there's certain shoes you can get, mate, like that.
That really bring it up. But
right.
I mean, we're all the same height horizontal, aren't we? So that's maybe not all of us, but
I'm not sure that's actually true.
But no, apart from that, it's been it's just been chill, man. Just getting back into the swing of things. Event summer's coming up, but before we get on to that, how have you been?
Yeah, I mean, I've probably had the busiest kind of 3 to 4 months of my life work-wise ever. I've probably taken a few years off my life. If I'm being 100% honest, like lead up to Christmas, just working till 2, 3 a.m. Every night, and I ended up in hospital on New Year's Day, unfortunately. So. Shout out to the NHS. So I feel like we do this every episode. But
we're going to talk about what's good about London, but the NHS is
yeah. I mean, they got me in, and I mean, I was down there for 4 hours, but it wasn't like it was 4 hours of waiting. It was like bang, bang, bang. So kind of woke up in the middle of the night and felt like I was having a heart attack. But what it was...
Well, I didn't realise that me not telling you I had a girlfriend...
Yeah, I mean, like that's what I was... It wasn't a heart attack, it was a broken heart.
It's a broken heart, he's off the market.
You know, telling me.
Not actually anything physically wrong with you.
No, I mean, what it was, so, as I said, I woke up at like 3 a.m. on New Year's Day, and I was like, whoa, like this, it was enough to wake me up. And anyway, I kind of quickly... did the Google triage and decided I wasn't having a heart attack, but went to the A&E the next day, and what it was, leading up to Christmas, I was quite ill, and I had a bacterial chest infection. So it was essentially the lining between my lungs and my heart inflamed and just putting pressure on my heart and making me feel like I was dying. So not a nice experience, but it was good to kind of go down to the hospital and just have it confirmed that I wasn't having a heart attack.
And if you don't like the in-laws so much, like
So I mean, so kind of getting a bit back to a little bit of normality now, which is great. Obviously, that's why we're able to be back here, because we've got a bit more time on our hands. But outside of that, it's just been the grind, the family grind. I'm kind of at that age now where it's the same thing most days, and every now and again you get to mix it up a little bit. So no, it's been good. I guess the silver lining to it all is my team at work has doubled, so I've got a bunch of new people working for me. I've got a team here in London now, which I haven't had for the last kind of 4 years, and it's just nice to have new colleagues and new people. So that's all been good. But I think for me, every year, January to March is without a doubt the hardest part of living in London. You wake up in the morning and it's dark. You finish work and it's dark. It's miserable. I think at one point, I think we got to sometime in February and it had rained every single day.
Yeah, it was miserable.
So that was tough.
I feel like we missed the cold so much, but
It wasn't the cold; it was just rain. Yeah, and you don't want to go outside, do you? So, I feel like we've come out the other side of that now, and I think that kind of segues into some of the things we want to talk about in this episode.
Well, I guess there was a bit of feedback because we definitely have talked about a few good things about London, but I think that first season, if you will, we dubbed this season 2, I guess.
Yeah.
We've had a bit of intermission between 2, but there was that feedback where, we talked about a lot of things that were sort of like tough about London because I think we wanted a big focus to be upon people who have moved over here, that it can be quite tough in those initial stages, those strategies based around that. And I think we moved past some good opportunities potentially, but we didn't put enough limelight on the fact of why London. I mean, I've been here the least. I've been here 6 years, but why London is so amazing, and I think we need to put a bit more focus, obviously, on what really makes this arguably one of the best cities, if not the best city in the world.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the focus for us was that we knew that people were struggling, and I think in season 1 we were just kind of like saying, we can empathise with that because we've all gone through, the same experience, moving to the other side of the world, a new country, having to, build that network. So, I think it'd be good to talk about some of the things that are good about London and good about the UK and what we're looking forward to in this upcoming summer.
Well, it's not even then. It's like, I guess the timing's of it because when we were talking about all that stuff, it was coming into winter and it was winter and doing that. So now we're coming into summer, and summer is in London. I mean, it's a different.
It's unbeatable.
Yeah, British summertime is the goat.
Your days are like 18 hours of sunshine, basically.
Yeah, it's just
And the amount of things I think you can't replicate anywhere else is the amount of things to do.
Yeah.
So you include all the stuff in London, but then you're talking, you're an hour away, you're 3 hours away from going to Spain or
100%.
or things that are just so easy to do.
100%. Yeah. I think just that accessibility to Europe and stuff, but. That's the thing, because when I was teaching in Baz, you might be the same. I think you could sort of get those holidays. You're always going home habitually. Sorry, not home, away. Habitually, you're just going to Europe and doing these things. And the first time I wasn't in a teaching job, I really started to enjoy that London summer because I had to, because I couldn't take that time off. And it was the first time in 5 years I've gone, this is just unbelievable. Like that June, July, August stretch is just something else. So you've probably experienced that.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that England's got a reputation for being cold and miserable and rainy, but in the summer, it doesn't rain. So it's kind of opposite. So and there is a scientific reason for it. It's the northern hemisphere jet stream. So in the winter, you're getting all the bad weather coming across, and it literally dumps on the UK and the Netherlands, and then conversely, in the summer, you're getting all the dry desert heat. So it doesn't rain, and as Baz said, you got daylight hours. The other good thing is it doesn't get too hot. So there are the odd days where it can get hot and it's unbearable because you don't really have AC like you do back in Australia.
I was about to say, I mean, have you ever worked on the Central Line?
Yeah,
The worst part is that as soon as it gets to 30, the whole city basically closes down. The trains don't work.
Right, you've raised a really good point here. I'm not going past this. This is one of the most advanced cities in the world, you would think, right? The Industrial Revolution, everything like that that's happened. I get a slight bit of snow. I get a slight bit of, hail. I get too much heat. The tracks expand. There is delays on every single bit of this. I'm like, I need to create a PowerPoint presentation or something like this because I'm like, wow, this is the most advanced.
How are you stuffing this up?
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things. Like in Australia, we have air conditioning because to kind of combat the heat in the summer, but we don't have central heating. So you can wake up in the winter in Australia and be absolutely freezing because the house is cold. Whereas here you got central heating, so you're always warm inside in the winter. But it comes summer. You can't sleep sometimes. So last summer I bought a portable aircon, and this DeLonghi thing, and you got to stick it out the window and it pumps the air in. But honestly, there's usually a 5 or 6 day stretch where the weather kind of gets a bit unbearable to sleep. So there's
that one heat wave, 40 degrees.
couple of 40 degree days, but it's not continuous. And I think for me, back home, there'd be summer days where I'd sit inside and just watch the NBA in front of the air conditioning because it was too hot to go outside. Whereas here, it's usually mid-20s and you want to be outside.
Yeah. There's it's funny when I was teaching, you probably had this as well, Baz, when it gets to that maybe 40 degree stretch and the kids are like, it's so hot. Some of them aren't attending school because it's so hot, but it's just they're complaining all the time. Do you remember back home when it was 30 degrees and it's so humid, you're just dripping sweat?
And you got one fan for the whole.
Like that's one of the reasons I was happy to move to the UK, mate. Because like, is there anything worse? Like, I mean, it's one thing at school. You don't really care. You're going to get dirty and play footy on the top oval and all that kind of stuff anyway. Yeah. But having to go to work in business attire when it's 29 degrees and 100% humidity is the worst experience. But in saying that,
especially for a few big blokes.
Yeah, you do get that here, and because I wasn't expecting it my first summer here, jumping on the tube and it's summer and you get a cloudy day, and all that heat gets trapped in, and then by the time you get off the tube, you're just dripping.
I'll tell you a funny story. I went to a Catholic boys' school, and we had one of the biggest cathedrals I think in the state, and we would go to church I think 3 times a week. And in the middle of summer, like a cathedral will be pretty cold, but it gets pretty hot in there as well. And they used to make us stand for long periods of time. And I'd still, to this day, will always remember the noise of boom.
Oh, someone fainted.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. And the teachers would just come and drag their like lifeless bodies out. I mean, these days they'd probably shut the mass down. Everyone would be moved out. I just remember, so it was run by Christian brothers, my school. Yeah. You get these Christian brothers trying to drag this person from the middle without moving everyone else.
But the funniest part is like when people do faint, that's not the funny part. But when they faint, and it's midway through like the homily or something like that, and you see the teacher look over, and they're just like passed out on the bench, and the teacher's going like assessing whether it's the respectful time now to go pick up.
And it's usually on a concrete floor or the pews in front.
I remember going as a kid. My dad was in the army, and going to watch like a military parade, and they'd be on the parade ground in that heat. In their army uniform and in the kind of patent leather boots, and the soldiers just be swaying like that,
100%.
trying to stay with it.
My brother did that for like the Anzac Day and stuff. He said it was just torture sometimes. But we've gone a bit off topic here, as we always do.
Well known for.
Thanks for pulling us back in. Normally it's me.
Yeah. I know. Then season 2, season 1 was Darren.
Yeah.
Season 1 was Darren.
Maybe season 3 will be my go.
Well, no,
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
You did have a go. You did have a go. So I think maybe it is the time for you to.
Barry had a go. Baz had a go when I think we were talking about.
I think it was the girls from Oh My God, it's book club.
Book club, yeah.
Oh yes, I did.
Yeah. And Baz had read one book in the past like 10 years.
I was like, this has gone too deep.
I don't know what's going on. Jim's getting too confident about books. I need to drag it back a bit. But no, essentially, when we talk about London, so, again, we had that feedback, but when we talk about London, and let's try and pinpoint one thing here. We'll start with you, Baz. And it might take a little bit to think about. I know both of you lads really enjoy like the rugby league and the community there. But if you take that aside, I guess you take aside the expat, the Antipodean community, the rugby league, things like that. What's your favourite thing probably about London?
Oof.
Yeah. Would you like me to start? And why you think?
I think it's pretty much sort of what I was saying before. I think the two key things for me are there's always something to do here, or something new to do. Right? You can't go and do like you don't have to go do the same thing over and go to the same place over and over again. And the accessibility to so many other countries.
Europe. Well, that's it. Like,
it was only like a 6-hour flight back from New York. That's not that far. Like,
no.
And I think that's one of the big differences. I grew up in country Australia. If you're from New Zealand, it's so far to go.
Well, if you're going to go to New York, you're planning that trip for maybe 12 months.
Oh, at least. Yeah. So I think for me, that's one of the really. And also, that's one of the really important things. But also, I think one thing that I've always said about any good city is it easy to get around, but is it always good that you can meet new people?
Yeah.
So I think that's really important. And London, on the whole, is pretty easy to get around. Yeah. Yes, it's probably an hour in general, but you can get around pretty easy on London transport, and you're always meeting new people.
Well, this fellow once, I was at a party, and I had this fellow from South Africa. And we were talking about London and stuff, and he goes, I hate the public transport here. I was like, what do you mean? He goes, mate, it's the worst public transport system I've seen. It takes forever to get everyone going. You're kidding me, right?
It's elite.
Yeah.
It's quite literally like the best. Like it is unbelievable.
It's the end. It's pretty much the envy of the rest of the world.
Oh, mate, and when it's down, the whole city's crippled.
Yeah.
Like everything's done for and stuff. But it's interesting you talk about that. Like, that's something I'm a massive advocate for about London. I think London is definitely conducive with meeting amazing people and networking and everything like that. But on a Monday night, you know, let's say I was having a tough time or something like that. On a Monday night, I know 100% that I would have, like, I could message one of my mates and be like, yeah, we'll go for a pint or something. You know, we're at Big Belly Comedy Club now, and they've got karaoke, laser karaoke. Or something
I was going to make sure you say laser.
Laser karaoke, yeah, like laser. What's that? What's it from? From Austin Powers? Sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their heads or something. But like, so there's so many things to do. You know, even here, like they just do bottomless brunches. They do all these things. You know, you got the laser karaoke, you've got the comedy nights and all that. And this is one venue amongst like hundreds of thousands across London, and there is just always something to do. And what I love about it as well is that you could walk into one pub and it could have a very American feel to it. You know, it could be sort of like a saloon type thing. You could go down the road and then you've got like a Japanese bar with like sake and everything like that. And there's just such an eclectic and diverse vibe of these things, Monday through to Sunday, which is just unreal. Shouldn't you ever do, Jared? What's your...
Yeah, I think, I mean, one of the things that I do love about the summer in the UK is, and I mean, you can do this at any time, but I think it's more relevant during the summer months, is you can walk into a supermarket, buy a 6-pack and then sit on a green and drink it.
Yes.
And it's absolutely legal.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's one of the things like, growing up in Australia, you're basically not allowed to drink in public places. And I remember being down at Coogee Beach on Australia Day, I think it was the year before I came over here. And I was actually driving that day. I said I'll be designated driver, and I'm cooking the barbecue down on one of the electric ones down there. And then all of a sudden, 2 coppers come up. And they go, "Is that yours?" I said, "No." There's an empty beer bottle on the barbecue next to me, and they said, "Well, whose is it?" And I said, "I don't know, mate, but I drove here, so I'm not drinking." And just getting harassed about a single stubby sitting on a barbecue, whereas here it's like one of my favourite places is Richmond Green, because you've got. It's obviously where they filmed Ted Lasso, and you got the cricketers and I think it was the Prince Albert or something like that.
Yeah.
And you just go in and you get your jugs or you get your Pims or whatever, and then go back to the green and you sit there and drink it.
Yeah,
it's unreal. You got daylight till 10 p.m. What's better?
That actually takes me back to one of my fondest memories with you is when we saw, I think it was during COVID times, was Jay getting dragged across the Parsons Green with Rory, but he was in tow. But I think definitely you've touched on it there. I think just the opportunity and the carefree nature. And I remember when I was first moved over as well, and I was with Jay, and just naturally, I guess it becomes habitual in a sense when you first come over, and you've got these tendencies from Australia to be a bit nervous around like law enforcement and things. And this cop car like drove past us. And I've hid my can of drink like down behind my leg as they passed. And Jay, who's British, a fake Aussie we'll call him, but he's lived over most of his life. And he grabs me, and this is like 3 months in. He grabs me and he goes, "If you ever embarrass me like that," and I was like, "Mate, it's the police." He goes, "Mate, they do not care." He goes, "Mate, crack on." And I was like, "Oh my God!" And the world's just open. Like,
I think that's one of the things when you move away from Australia and you live in a place like London, where you've got a bit more freedom around those kinds of things. You do kind of realise Australia's a little bit of a nanny state, and there's a lot of rules just for the, if a minority, like one idiot does something wrong, the mass have to pay the price for it. And on that note, I saw just recently that the lockout laws in Sydney have just been lifted.
The King's Cross is back.
Just been lifted. Like that, they started a year before I moved over here. Like so that's 12 years. There's a whole generation of people who don't know what Sydney nightlife was like, which is insane.
But I would support you and build upon that and say the damage is already done. Like,
I mean, it's
that 12 years has militated any potential, I'd say, for like the live music. I guess it will come back because there's so much demand for it. But that's
it's going to take a while.
So how are we going to get an Underbelly 3?
Yeah,
Who's the next king of the grass?
If there's no gang wars in the King's Cross or Melbourne,
Well,
what
apparently it'd be filmed in Clapham. Did you see all the youth running through? Just
oh
rolling it?
yeah,
I heard about when I wake up. I say to Alexa, play BBC News, and I heard something went on last night, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Mate, at the time I was out. My girlfriend. I've got a girlfriend. My girlfriend. But she was there down there. I was like, "Are you safe? Like, what's going on?" But she was at Clapham Junction. It was all on Clapham High Street.
Right.
There, and I was just going, "This is just
Did
outrageous."
she tell you that you didn't need to worry about coming down to help her out? Or
Yeah,
she'd
well,
be fine by herself?
she'd probably say I could probably find someone bigger to come help me. So she probably said, "Yeah, Jared's on his
Yeah,
way."
she's taking
And I was sitting there, I'll stay put. I'll stay in the
I'll
fetal.
start cooking dinner.
Yeah, I actually messaged her. I'm in the fetal position at M&S. Can you come and get me? But it's interesting as looking at those things and going back. Do you find going back to Australia? Like, I love going back to Australia. I love seeing my mates catching up. It doesn't feel like a holiday, I think, as much as it should. You could make it like that, but I mean, if I lived in Sydney for sure, but living in Coffs Harbour and stuff, it makes it's very different. So for me, it doesn't feel like a holiday because I'm moving around all the time. But when you go back, and I wouldn't say like Friday, Saturday, sweet as, but I find that sometimes I'm twiddling my thumbs a bit. It's great that I've got my mates there and I can hang out, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and sometimes Thursday, I'm sitting there twiddling my thumbs a bit. You know?
I think that's why everyone's so into fitness. There's literally nothing to do on those other nights.
Yeah.
So you've got to be going. I mean, which is great.
It is
I think
hard.
we could all be sort of toned back a little bit. But
Yeah, but it is hard when you go back and visit because you're on holidays, but everyone else is not. And so everyone's like still got to go to their jobs and all that kind of thing. And I think the first couple of times I went back home, I was like, oh, why isn't anyone making time for me? But it is hard when you're in the day-to-day grind. And I mean, I've even done it, like where people have come back to London and I'm like, I'll catch up with you. And then I just haven't been able to do it because for one reason or another. So, yeah, I think that's always the issue. So I always try and plan my trips back to Australia when I know other people are going to be on holidays. So obviously Christmas is probably... I
think Christmas is the best time, right? Because then you get summer as well in the middle of our winter.
100%. But I mean, look, coming back to London, I think the hardest month, I think we'd all agree in this, is that the hardest month is January, surely, because the festive season is amazing. Like you walk into a pub, the mulled wine, how festive everything is. Like, you've got down Piccadilly Circus, it's all lit up, you see the lights coming and stuff, and it's so vibrant. And it's interesting because I don't know if you've had this conversation with your students, and I don't know if you've had it with your children. Have they experienced the Christmas in both countries yet?
We when did we last go? So no, I mean we've done. So we've done one Christmas in Australia. So I've only had one Christmas in Australia in the last 12 years. So it's on the agenda. But because I've got a lunatic 2-year-old boy, we just need to wait and see how.
30 years old.
Sorry, I mean he's already bigger than you, so we need to see how he behaves. We've got a trip booked to Portugal for August, and that'll be the litmus test. To see how he behaves, and if he's well behaved, then we might consider the 24-hour flight. For Christmas
and the £3,000 or whatever it is.
And the rest.
Well, that's I'd really like to see how that goes because. When I would talk to, I mean, for me, Christmas in Australia is unreal. Like, sun's out.
Backyard cricket.
You're down at the beach.
Barbecues.
Yeah, barbecues. It's just amazing.
I mean, but you said, like, Christmas here is unreal because it's like a traditional Christmas. But, like, I think growing up, like, as I said, backyard cricket with the family. On Boxing Day, I used to have all my mates around and we get on the beers, play cricket, watch the Boxing Day test.
Yeah.
You've got all the American sport on.
100%.
Don't really have that here.
That's exactly it. And it's interesting because I would say that my students, when I was teaching, would ask me and go, "What's Christmas like?" And I would say, "It's unbelievable." And I would explain exactly what we explained, and they would say, "That sounds awful," because they're so accustomed to that winter Christmas,
the winter festive,
potential snow which never comes, but just the cold and everything like that, and the festivities around that, which we obviously don't get. The lights and everything surrounded, but. I was sitting there, I was going, what are you talking about? Like, Christmas in Australia is quite good. Like, not saying it's not good here, but they were just so going nuts. They associate like Christmas with cold and all those things, which is interesting.
And Santa. So I guess one thing. We've just talked about what we like, but what are we looking forward to this summer? So Have we got any plans? Like what have you got booked in already this summer that you're really looking forward to, boys?
You want to go first? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I actually don't have much. We've got one of the supporters of the show, Glenn, here today. I was just talking to him about what we're going to do over the summer. I think, when you first move here, you do a lot of those, like, you go traveling for 6 weeks. I've done that. So I think I'll probably get away for a couple of weeks. Obviously, I've got my business, Kids Explore, so I'll probably be working a bit doing that as well.
Yeah.
Well, so you're still in that business?
Yeah, I'm still doing that. Still doing birthday parties, sort of nannying, helping families out, providing nannies for them and stuff.
What do you do at the birthday parties? Put the wig and the nose on and
No. if there's any clowns out there, I might need
Yes,
one.
there is, mate. Send the
I might
size
need
15
one.
flippers over here, mate.
The clown isn't really my style, so they're very much sport-based birthday parties. But
Right, okay.
actually, for a while there, I looked at investing in like sort of jumping castles and these little blow-up cars and stuff.
Mate,
But
definitely.
I think it's a really good idea. I think because I can provide sort of a one-stop shop for all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But the insurance is through the roof, so
Yeah,
you've sort of got to have.
jumping castles.
Yeah, you got to have them behind, like sort of the parties booked up
My
and ready.
nephew had a birthday party where this crew came in and they just bought all like toy cars and racing tracks, and I was like, oh, mate, if they did this back when I was a kid, I would have absolutely.
But even like there's companies that come in and just bring in like, I don't know, 15 PlayStations.
Yeah.
Even that, like, that's pretty much against what kids should be doing at a party. But that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
So I'll probably do a bit of that. Obviously, try to get away with Neo as well. My mum is actually planning. Well, she was going to come over. She's retired and she sold the house, so she's homeless now. Actually, Big Maud. So she's
nomadic.
Yeah, she's back in New Zealand at the moment, staying with my aunties and uncles, and I think she's looking at getting I was saying the other day, it's quite funny actually. She's lived in the country her whole life, and now she's looking at apartments in the middle of the Gold Coast because that's where my sister lives, and that's where I think she'd love me to move back to. So I think she's sort of waiting for the right opportunity to come across. So yeah, I think she'll come across. But yeah, no big plans at the moment.
Oh, you, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm really wanting to do a fair amount this summer. I sort of now started up my business, which I want to sort of drip feed stuff into it, where we're doing, ideally moving into the wedding space and everything like that. But I want to do more things like, DJ nights and really start to support more the Aussie artists over here, in conjunction obviously with Aussies in London. And what we're already doing there, but try and sort of build that up. We've got Anzac Day coming up, which is normally about 1,500 to 2,000. We've debated as many ways as possible to get 2 up in this thing, but I think 2 up would be. I mean, it's illegal back in Oz. I don't think.
Where's it being held? What's the venue for the
Vauxhall.
Oh, the beer garden. Okay.
Yeah.
Why
But
wouldn't you get 2 up involved?
it's arguably the most illegal thing in
Just
gambling.
Gambling.
Like it's quite literally about a 50-50 pretty much.
Because it's. I mean, yeah.
You've got the 3 coins.
Yeah. I mean, like it is. So it's only legal in Australia on Anzac Day.
Except that one pub in Broken Hill. There's a pub in Broken Hill that can do it every Friday the whole year.
All right.
Fun fact.
So I'm glad. I'm glad you said 3 coins though, because 2 coin 2 up just doesn't make sense to me. Like, because you got to have a winner every spin.
Was it Mooch? Have you ever heard of 2 Up? No. 2 Up is a game. You'll
Glenn, have you heard of it?
Really?
Hey?
Oh. It's what the Anzacs played in the. No, they basically played it in the trenches in World War One, and you've got a paddle and you put 3 coins on and you flip it up, and then whatever you got to get 2, like so 2 tails or 2 heads.
Yeah.
And whoever wins.
Yeah, so I'll sit there.
You place your bets before the flip. Yeah.
So I would say you hold my hand up. So you've got normally a circle, and in this inner circle is the old vets and stuff, and this is like their Christmas. And I'll sit there and I'll hold up a 50, and I'll say, right, I've got 50 on heads.
50 on a head.
And Jared will see me.
And I'll take it.
Obviously through the massive crowd because I'm massive. Mm-hmm. And Jared will see me and go, yeah, sweet, I'll take that bet. So then I take the 50 because I've called it. So now there's 100 in the kitty. And then when they throw the coins up, if it's 2 heads, I take the whole lot. If it's 2 tails, he takes the whole lot. So it's quite literally like people lose thousands on this day. I'd argue.
But like I've seen blokes with big wads of cash.
Oh, mate. You see the little veterans there sitting there with their 100.
At least you have like a winner, as you say, like if you plan 2 up with 2 coins, then there's going to be 50-50
Some venues play it like that, and it does my head in.
Yeah.
If I walk into a venue that plays at 2 coins, I walk straight back out.
Yeah.
Done.
And that's probably So probably because the government and the venue make no money. This is.
But what about isn't there like a rule for the? There's usually a pot of money with the spinner as well, though. How does that work?
No.
So I'm not au fait with all the rules. So.
Yeah. Well, it's something where we were like,
Yeah.
we would love to be able to get this because it would just make it more, I guess, authentic. But we've got Anzac Day coming up there. I want to try and do a winery tour at some point. We've got a boat party, take people to the cricket. I want to do you remember, you will remember this, because you got quite angry at me, which is uncommon. But I want to bring back the Monopoly pub crawl this year.
Oh, no, okay, yeah, okay. I got angry at you for it. Yeah, I understand. But no, it was justified.
It was very justified.
And we won't go into that. But the Monopoly pub crawl, great night. Otherwise, other than you like dodging your shout, it was great.
Okay. All right. You would have the same thing in my situation. No, it's the Monopoly pub crawl. I did it for my 20, I don't know what it was, but I did it on like the 20.
A few years ago now, wasn't it?
4 years. Like 4 years. And there's a scene from Always Sunny in Philadelphia where they drink cans on the plane. They just all wear white shirts and they tally up like how many drinks they've had. Now the Monopoly pub crawl is 26 pints long. And you start somewhere. And this pub knows that it's known for it. And you
start on go, don't you?
No?
Sorry.
Shut up, you.
Here all night, boys. Here all night.
Here all night. Yeah, the comedy night starts. After that. So you start somewhere, and when we started, there was only I think 3 of us, and then we ended up being probably about 150. Jesus. Probably, yeah, it was good. Massive because there's 3 of us had a combined birthday, and you hit all the points on the Monopoly board. Like when you go through Soho, you're hitting like 5 or 6 pubs in there alone, and yeah, it's 26 pints long. And we
surely no one made it to the end.
Yes,
Jimmy certainly didn't.
Yeah. Shut up. And so,
I mean, there's no way you made it to the end.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you a funny story, and I hope she hears this. Taylor Curley. You guys, you know Simo and Nick. I don't know if you remember Simo and Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Nick was dating Taylor at the time. We were all living together, and I floated this idea about the Monopoly pub crawl because it was Nick's birthday as well. And they said, "How long is it?" And I goes 26 pints, and Taylor goes, "Easy." And Simo, the visceral reaction from him. 30 minutes later, he's calculating how much alcohol is in 26 pints. Going, you physically can't do this. And she's messaging her mates back home. They're going, Taylor, if anyone can do it, you can do it. And he's like, you cannot do this. Like it is just it's impossible. And so there was, I think, 2 people who finished it. They had some help.
Oh
yes, so they had some help in that sense, but it's impossible. I got to I think it was 15 or 16.
How many are on the Circle Line pub crawl?
I haven't done that in years. I did
because even that's a tough day at the office.
Yeah, mate, it's insane. Well, you're just looking at how many stops are on the Circle.
No, what is it?
Yeah, it's supposed to be one beer every stop.
Don't scoff at me and then do
Sorry, I said that and I went, hang on a second, I think it is. I was pretty bad at that day.
Put the tree back.
Yeah.
That'd be good. That'd be good to get going. So,
yeah.
I think from my perspective, every year we go to Royal Ascot. That's a big day on the calendar.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sports clubs, and I think even the Aussies in London do a bus, or is that am I mistaken there? So, there's plenty of opportunities and options to go to Royal Ascot on the Saturday, which is in June, I think, 2nd or 3rd week of June.
What would be your advice, I guess, if you go into that?
So if you go to Royal Ascot, get on a bus. Do not tempt fate and get on the train. So my first year in London, I got here. I didn't get here late, but I joined the hoist in May. So I went on a holiday, came back, and I joined them. By the time I joined them, all the tickets for the bus had sold. So me and one of the other new boys, we bought a ticket off Gumtree, and we said we'll catch the train together. So I lived in Richmond at the time. He came to Richmond. We must have been waiting for 45 minutes on the platform. Train finally comes in, and it is rammed. I've never seen a train so packed. Like it was like bullet train in Japan type stuff. And we're running up and down because we waited 45 minutes already. We're running up and down the platform going, where are we going to get in? in the end, he's little bloke Shiloh. I grabbed him by the arm and I just ran myself into the train. The only problem was, and we both had little kind of 6-pack ice coolers with ice and beers in them. So the carriage we went into, the aircon was broken, and I'm standing in the middle. I'm just surrounded by people, like we're pressed up against each other.
All from Ascot as well?
Everyone's going Ascot.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I'm holding the railing at the top, and I've got the beer in my hand. And within 20 minutes of being on that train, all the ice in the cooler had melted, and it was running down my arm.
Oh, that's such an unpleasant
And
sensation.
when I got to Ascot, I got off the train and I was sweating through my suit.
God.
It was disgusting. And to top things off, we walked up the station, and there's two, I guess, revenue officers sitting there. And what we'd done, because we're new to London, we scanned our Oyster card, but we were miles out of like the zone. So we were supposed to buy a ticket. So I copped a 60 quid fine as well for my trouble.
God.
So, you know, like you'll pay anywhere from 90 to 120 for a ticket to get on the bus, get your ticket into Ascot, and then it'll take you home. Do it. Like I can't recommend it highly enough.
Yeah.
And also the bus trip home is the best part of the day.
I was about to say,
100%,
he must be absolutely
Mate,
flying.
everyone gets back on the bus, as you said, flying. I remember there's been times where I've smuggled jugs of Pimm's out under my coat jacket and just get on the bus and just have a.
There's always that
time.
one person who misses the bus.
Oh, mate, no, there's more than one. Like, there's plenty of people. I remember years ago, one of our friends, she said, "Oh, can you walk us to the toilet?" I said, "Yeah, you go in there and I'll meet you out here. I'm going to the toilet as well." I come out and she's gone, and I didn't know where she went. And so I went up and said to the other girls, I said, I don't know where she is. And no one could find her. No, she was not answering her phone. And so we're like, oh, she must have left with someone.
Yeah.
She passed out in the toilet and got left behind. She ended up making her way back to London, but yeah, not ideal. So
It's just quick, before I forget, the day you normally do is it's the Saturday.
Saturday, yeah. So Ascot runs Tuesday to Saturday. But yeah, most of the Aussies and Kiwis in London will tackle it on the Saturday, which is the big day. It's got the Diamond Jubilee Stakes, which is the race that Black Caviar won. You know, where he fell over the line because the jockey stopped whipping him, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, we're going to Goodwood Festival of Speed in July, which is an awesome event if you're in the motorsport. I went there last year, and you're kind of 10, 20 metres away from the track, and you got F1 cars flying up. You got supercars, like drift cars. It's an unreal
I think
day.
we'll do some pretty interesting interviews out there, I imagine.
I mean,
No one will know.
Are you coming as well?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I haven't even checked the group chat.
Yeah.
Because I've got a girlfriend.
He's pretty. He's pretty. We're at the pub on Saturday night. He's like, I haven't even seen the group chat, and literally the last message was from him in the group chat.
I was thinking before. I'm sure you posted that.
Mate, you've lost the plot, mate. He's too far in love. He's gone. But yeah, so Goodwood Festival of Speed. As I said, like if you're in the motorsport, I couldn't recommend it highly enough. It's easily the best, motor show that I've been to because you get to see everything in action.
Have you been to that?
I actually don't like car racing for a fact. I think it's the most boring. No, not really.
Mate, just wait.
I find it the most boring sport in the world.
Wait till you get there and you hear a V10 or a V12 just roaring.
I live with three people that just absolutely adore Formula One.
Yeah.
Just cannot get into
Mate,
it.
I can't sit there and just watch them go around, but like to give it some context, like they'll have like, I don't know if you know Ken Block, but like he passed away. They have like the Unicorn there, which is like a drift car. They had electric drift cars, and like just the noise they make, and like I don't know, like I just thought it was unreal. So that's something else to look forward to. I think a week before that, and I bought these tickets over a year ago already. I'm going to the Metallica World Tour. Which is at the West Ham Stadium, the Olympics.
Oh, interesting. I would have thought it would have been like Tottenham or something.
No, so I mean that's a big 60,000 seater. I think it's obviously got the big, like it can be reconfigured as well, so you got more ground space. So the last time I went there was for the baseball, and obviously they play football on it's got a running track, so it's kind of like the Olympic Stadium in Sydney where they can change the shape. Yeah. So yeah, I think where a mate of mine from Australia is coming over to watch that with me. I think we're row 5 from the stage.
Oh wow! How much tickets cost?
So here's the thing, right? It was 200 quid, right, at the time. So to 400 quid for 2 tickets. But it's a 2-night concert. So you've got the Friday night and the Sunday night. And they don't play the same set list on...
You're kidding. And that ticket pays for 2?
For 2.
Oh, my God.
And I was having this conversation in a group chat the other day because some of the boys back home, they were thinking about going to the NFL that's going to be in Melbourne this coming season. And there's no ticket, and this is just for an NFL game at the MCG, there's no ticket under $450.
Yeah.
And I love the NFL, but you're not going to get the atmosphere that you get in America. And I said to him, I paid $200 to go see Metallica, one of the greatest bands of all time, for 2 nights.
Twice.
Yeah, twice in one weekend. So.
Well, that's a really interesting segue because the music here is another really big conversation. The music you'll see here, and I do not go out as much as I should to go and see, live music. But the amount of artists, I've got a mate who's lived in London for majority of his life, and he's seen all the big bands like the Foo Fighters and everything like that, and he's seen them at 100-person venues, when they were coming up, because it's such an institution for artists when they're first touring. And it's really interesting as well, like talking, and this is one of our goals is to start working more and more with Australian and Kiwi artists coming over. That we were talking to a fella who manages a couple of Aussie bands, and every single time they come over here, they take a loss. And when I say a loss, I think he was cheering because they lost like between 5,000 and 10,000, and that's a really good tour. Whereas they lose so much because it's all about exposure and everything. Because they know they'll make that money in Australia or New Zealand, so the tickets here are a bit cheaper and stuff, and they're looking for certain things. But just on Tuesday through to Sunday, even Monday. And the artists that are playing here at these really well-known institutions, like the amount of time I've been to Oslo, Hackney a few times, and you're just seeing these insane artists. And Camden's another place where it's just a petri dish of talent which is coming through.
Yeah.
And you'll see these artists who come through and do tours. But let's be real, if you're seeing a big artist like that, or they're like Metallica, even when they do Australia, obviously now they're playing those bigger venues. But when people come through, they're playing a lot smaller ones and stuff. It's just awesome.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say something. I know we spoke about it before.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I lost someone sort of close to us. It was part of the Aussie Kiwi community. Lived with me, unfortunately, to his life a couple of months ago. And I just think it's really important that we also, though we're talking about all the good things that are to come with summer and everything, that it's really important that if you do live here and you are struggling, no matter what it is, that you reach out. Yeah. I think it's also really important that you be a good friend, and if someone that you know is struggling, you reach out to them. I just thought, whatever it is, if it's your sports club, if it's your friends, whatever it is, I think we all need to look after each other. Hopefully with the summer coming, it's going to make everything better. But I think that's one of the main things that we spoke about this podcast, is hopefully it'll provide a support network or somewhere where you can look to find a support network going forward. So I just wanted to sort of put that out there.
Yeah, 100%. I think, as we touched on, it can be a struggle, especially through those kind of darker, colder months. And if you are feeling that kind of way, you can even reach out to us. Like we're a good bunch of blokes. And
please send us a message.
Yeah, we can put you in touch with whoever we need to put you in touch to. Well, I think we've got to wrap it up for this episode. We've run out of time. It's gone super quick, considering we don't have a guest. And I guess on that note, if you've got something you want to talk about, reach out to us. We're looking for guests to come on the show, to interview and just have a yarn to. So, as always, guys, check out our socials. You can listen to us, or if you listen to us, it's probably going to be on Spotify. You can watch us on YouTube, but check out Instagram and TikTok. Baz, you still managing that TikTok?
Yeah, I mean, it's going slowly. I've had no new content. So.
No, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. So expect to see a lot more of us in 2026.